Snubber circuit in thyristor. Okay, in this circuit we can see that DC supply is given, one switch is given, and thyristor with that parallel capacitor is given, and the thyristor is connected to load. Okay, so initially what will happen, the thyristor is in blocking state. Clear? When thyristor starts, before conduction it comes to blocking state. During blocking state, what will happen? When the switch is on, that is when the switch is closed, initially the thyristor comes to blocking state, and the current from the DC supply flows through capacitor, and the capacitor will get charged and comes to load. Okay, so initially in the capacitor no charge was there. Once the switch is closed, SCR comes to forward blocking state. uh, until the gate pulse is given, entire current will pass through capacitor. During that time, capacitor is charged slowly, assuming suppose 50 ampere. Okay, thyristor is chosen according to load. If load is 100 ampere, thyristor should be equal to 100 ampere. Now gate triggering is given. Okay, with that SCR gets shorted. Once it is shorted, capacitor will discharge through the short circuit path. You can see in this picture, once the gate pulse is given, the thyristor is shorted and capacitor will discharge through that short circuited path of thyristor. So thyristor is now carrying how much current? It has current, it is to carry current 100 ampere. Now with the discharging of capacitor current of 50 ampere, it will carry 150 ampere. So the entire current will flow through thyristor. Whatever the stored charges are there in the capacitor, that flows through the switch thyristor. ACR now will have more stress. It can carry 100 ampere and it is now carrying 150 ampere, so it is having more stress. So for this reason, the application, the thyristor rating was 100 ampere and now it is carrying 150 ampere, so ACR will now damage. So to limit such current, it is needed to use one resistance before the capacitor, and the circuit becomes this way. The circuit will be like that, and this entire circuit is called snubber circuit. Okay, this is RC snubber circuit. Series resistance is more than the load resistance. Clear? When the switch is closed, the SCR comes to forward blocking state. Therefore, capacitor is now charging while transferring current to load. When SCR is triggered, then it will act as short circuited path. When SCR gets short circuited, it will carry the two current. One is a load current, another is charging current. So SCR may get damaged due to overrating. So to avoid that problem, a current limiting resistance is connected in series with the capacitor. This combination is called the snubber circuit. Clear? Everybody, what is snubber circuit? Okay, so now snubber circuit uh, can be used in the case of the place when the, in this case you can see that thyristors are connected in series and they are connected, the series combination of thyristor is connected in parallel. So in this case, this is a limiting reactor. This can be used in high voltage DC transmission current. So this way two negative temperature coefficient devices in parallel with one current limiting reactor can be used. Okay. Diode is put only for capacitor charging. During discharging, it is discharged through high resistance. Next is a thyristor string is made up of number of SCRs connected in series and parallel. The string has voltage and current rating of 7 kilovolt and 3 kiloampere. The voltage and current rating of SCRs are 1500 and 800 respectively. For a string efficiency 85%, calculate the number of SCRs required. The blocking current is 12 milliampere. Determine the static equalizing resistance. So here N is 6 and 5. Okay, so here the string efficiency is 7000 kilovolt. That 7 kilovolt means 7000 divided by N into 1500. String efficiency is voltage or current rating 7 kilovolt divided by number of SCRs into rating of each SCR. Rating of each SCRs are 1500. So 7000 by N into 1500 equal to N is equal to 6. So it will be 0.85, and then again eta equal to 3000 by N into 800 equal to 0.85 when N equal to 5. So static equalizing resistance is N Vm by Vs, N Vm minus Vs by N minus 1 delta Ib. N is 6, Vbm is 1500. Voltage rating and current rating 1500 minus Vs, Vs is 7000. String voltage rating is 7000 divided by N minus 1, 6 minus 1, 5 into delta Ib. Delta Ib is equal to 12 into 10 to the power minus 3. Here the blocking current is 12 milliampere. So 12 into, this is delta Ib. Delta Ib is the blocking current, and that is equal to 12 into 10 to the power minus 3, and this is the static equalization resistance. Okay. So the switching characteristics of turn on. During turn on state, SCR and GTO both are same. So here anode current is alpha 2 Ig plus ICO by 1 minus alpha 1 alpha 2. When device enter into latching state, gate current equal to 0. And so Ia equal to ICO by 1 minus alpha 1 plus alpha 2. And during turn off mechanism, anode current equal to 0 in GTO. Okay. So anode current GTO, for GTO anode current equal to 0 means alpha 2 Ig plus ICO should be equal to 0. So Ig equal to minus ICO by alpha 2. So turn off gain, the anode current of GTO during conduction time to the ratio of gate current required for turn off is the turn off gain. So it's equal to 1 by 2. So 1 is this Ia by Ig, and so it will be equal to alpha 2 by alpha 1 minus alpha 1 plus alpha 2 minus 1. So if alpha 1 equal to alpha 2 equal to 0.6, then turn off gain will be 3. GTO turn off gain will be 3. If IA equal to 1000 ampere, IG to turn off is equal to 10 kilo ampere. So this way different problems can be solved. Gate current is generally of order of milliampere. Instead of providing such high current, it is better to operate SCR during on state as it is, and during off state with commutation circuit. In GTO, it is required to provide high current, so GTO is not preferred over SCR, even though it is having facility of turning off with negative charge application. GTO has poor turn off gain.